Ladies and gentlemen, competent communicator Ronnie Lim is a seasoned Toastmaster who recently joined Sunway Toastmasters Club, and the scenario for his speech is as follows. The speaker is invited to deliver a speech on a general mental health in conjunction with yearly World Mental Health Day Conference 2017 in Malaysia. The conference is organized by Lembaga Counsellor Malaysia, Board of Counsellors Malaysia, invited Mr. Lim Toh Leong to deliver a keynote address to the audience. Mr. Lim Toh Leong has a vast experience working alongside with marginalized communities, for instance, gays, people living with HIV, refugees, and ex-prisoners. The conference are attended by general public who has interest in mental health, as well as person of interest who either directly or indirectly are involved in the area of mental health, such as counselors, psychologists, para-counselors, caregivers, and volunteers. And to deliver the keynote address, can we please invite competent communicator Ronnie Lim? Shouldn't be gone. Shouldn't be gone, competent communicator Ronnie Lim.
A very good evening to all of you. I want to extend my thanks to the organizing chair today for inviting me over to the conference, and also to every one of you who are here today for the conference. Some of you are the people that work alongside with me. Many of you are my colleagues. Some of you are from other states that I have not met before in the mental health industry. Today is the day for us to unite in the conference together. I would like to share with you about a few key points today in this conference. The first one is that I would like to share to you about my experiences in the mental health industry. The second point would be I want to show you a video. This video is a singer, he's my idol. I'd like to share to you that. Thirdly, I'd like to share with you about the prevalence of depression and also suicide in Malaysia. Now the fourth point would be how do we prevent mental health issues here in our country. And for closure, I would like to hopefully inspire you to be an agent of change in the industry. Back in the year 2010, I wonder what could I do more for the community. I took up the Masters in Counseling course. That started in year 2010. And in 2013, it was my internship time. I have chosen to be in an NGO for my practice to gain my hours in counseling. So that would be PT Foundation. How many of you heard of PT Foundation? Can I have a show of hands? None. Serious, we are in a conference. So PT Foundation largely deals with MSM. Now again, how many of you are familiar with the word MSM? MSM is by the term of men having sex with men. So meaning they are gays. Okay? So PT Foundation deals a lot with transgender. So men become women, women become men. Now third population would be the people living with HIV, injecting drug users, and also that's another community, the sex workers that PT Foundation largely deals with. So they sent me to this training. It's a 4 days intensive training in Maya Hotel, 2013. When I opened the door in the hotel, I saw so many people, and yet so many people are different from some of us or most of us, because I cannot identify if this lady over here is a real boy or a real girl. I cannot identify. And their sex workers are there, and I joined them alongside with my boss. He is half, I'm straight. And with a bunch of people, we have the training together. So that was my humble experience that I would like to actually share with you about mental health in general. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to move on to the next segment, which is the video that I want to show you. Now, this friend of mine, 2 years back, we went for karaoke, and he has chosen this song. We will play the song for you. Please have a minute of the video.
說是唯獨你不可失去，好風光轉或漸退，誰令人生樂趣？我會説能為你，仍然是個常比你重要，成功了敗了也。 完全無重要，誰比你重要？狂風雨暴雨都因你燃燒。
How many of you know this singer? Raise your hand.
Dinesh, you don't know.
So he is by the name of Leslie Cheung. Now, his career started in 1977 to the year 2003. He has won many awards. If you can check and Google him later, he has got really so many awards. But yet in 2003, he ended his career in the entertainment industry. Why? He committed suicide, my friends. On the 1st of April 2003, from the 24th floor of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, he jumped down and he died on the spot. In his suicide note, he mentioned, I have been long dealing with depression. Now, ladies and gentlemen, all of us are mental health professionals. You must understand, when a person is in major depression or severe depression, this person cannot think in a straight way. So we must understand now this is very depressing. So now it comes to the moment whereby I would like to share with you about the prevalence of depression and also suicide cases in Malaysia. Now, what is the statistics that we have right now? Depressed cases and also the suicide cases in Malaysia. Do we have a statistics? The thing is that Malaysia downgraded the numbers that should be there. For instance, I can share with you, we always read in the newspaper, the man jumped down from the top floor and onto the ground, died on the spot. Now, this person, the case is clearly suicide case, but the news reported it to be sudden death. How can it be sudden death? It's clearly a suicide case. Okay, so we must do something about this. But I can tell you about the figures that are obtained in the internet. In April 2017, this year, few months ago, Dr. Philip George from International Medical University, he's a psychiatrist and consultant, he reported that at least 40% of the Malaysians would suffer some kind of mental illness some point in their lives. So Malaysians, 40%, meaning 4 out of 10 people would suffer some kind of mental illness in their lifetime. Dr. Noor Zuraida from the Psychiatric Association of Malaysia reported that in 2011 to 2015, there are 50% increase of cases in the depression cases, and that is worrying because she mentioned about about the people in Malaysia would have an increase in mental health illness due to family stress and also work-related stress. So right now, you know the prevalence, you know the what is happening in Malaysia about suicide cases. It is not reported as it should be. Now, we can now move on to the prevention. How do we prevent depression or mental health related illness in Malaysia? Now, first of all, how do we prevent? We need to tell the people that it's okay to come forward to receive treatment or to receive counseling therapy from the professionals. Now, one thing that you can tell the general public is to come forward, because why? When you come forward for therapy, seeing a mental health professional, it's like seeing CC Ben. Now, my very first idea of joining Sunday Toastmasters Club is because I see CC Ben. When I see him, I spoke to him, I was happy. Because he is really a very friendly guy. Now, tell the people to see a mental health therapist, to see a psychologist. It's like seeing our friend over here. It's nothing very worrying. So, the second point that I would like to share with you about prevention, how to prevent mental health illness. Not just depression, but about mental health in general, is to do exercise. Now, who among you do exercise here in the room? Can you have a show of hands here? How many of you exercise? Just a few of you. As a mental health professional, you have to change. You have to change your lifestyle. You cannot be as you are right now. You need to be active, because why? You need to convince your client. You know, the people pay hundreds of ringgit to come for a session. And one of the things that I would ask them would be, do you exercise? 7 to 8 of them out of 10 would say, no, I don't exercise because I've got work to do. Because in the family, I've got commitment. I cannot really exercise. But research has shown that if you exercise, it not only helps you in your physical fitness, but your mental health. When you exercise, your brain releases the stimulant, the endorphins, the happy chemicals, that is free of charge. You don't need to come and pay your money to the consultant. You get it for free. Tell your clients that, my friends. Ask them to exercise. Now, the third thing I would like to share with you of how to prevent mental illness is to do pleasurable activities. Pleasurable activities. Why are you laughing? Is there something? Pleasurable activities on a weekly basis. Meaning, join something that you like.
Weekly, okay.
Now, I understand many of you here are Toastmasters members. So Toastmasters members, surely you are joining something that you like and doing it on a regular basis. Am I right? So you ask the person next to you, did you come for the last meeting session?
You? No.
So if you, my friends, you need to focus. Tell your clients this. Doing a weekly pleasurable activities is like taking your mind off from the stressors that you have. From the something that is bothering you on your mind. But when you do something that interests you, your mindset, your stress, focus on something that you like to do. That helps you at least 1 or 2 hours out of your depressed mode. Then in Malaysia, another case that I would like to share with you, which I missed this point. In the year 2010, December 10, 2010, how many of you How many of you have heard about the Elvis Kong case? Elvis Kong case. Elvis Kong, he's 22 years old. He left a Facebook message about countdown for 45 minutes. What should I do in this 45 minutes? Sister replied, for what? Elvis mentioned in his next statement, 姐我爱你, sister, I love you. The sister replied in Cantonese, 鸡妈根啊, you eat wrong ubat ah. Are you crazy? Have you taken the wrong medication? Elvis, in his last statement, he written down in Facebook, walao, your adik always love you, just that I doesn't know how to express my feelings. Anyway, thanks Jie for always loving me. And that was his last reply in Facebook. And he too was a victim of severe depression. He jumped down from the top floor of the building down, and that was the last time we heard from him. Elvis Kong, 22 years old, is because of the broken relationship that he had with his ex-girlfriend. And many more cases that I've yet to tell you about. Many cases left unreported in Malaysia and is classified as sudden death, as I mentioned. My friends, I'm going to show you the video again in a minute time. The question that I would like to pose to all of you as mental health professional is that, are you ready to battle? Are you ready that in your hand you hold a sword to battle depression and mental illness in Malaysia? Do you have the skills and knowledge that you should have to battle this monster that would make people commit suicide? I'll show you the video again, and you would listen to the song. This great man, Leslie Cheung, I've made him my idol. What is his state of mind when he's at the 24th floor of the Mandarin Oriental Hotel? Why did he jump down? You will listen to the song, and for you to contemplate on it and to make the commitment to say no to suicide. We have the song again. My friends, I've made this singer my idol. He shouldn't be gone. So does Elvis Kong shouldn't be gone. The rest of the people that have committed suicide in the world and also in Malaysia, they shouldn't be gone. What is your role as a mental health professional? My speech today may not be perfect, But that is not the main point. The main point is that to ask ourselves in the mental health industry, what is your level of commitment and what is your level of conviction? The question will be thrown back to you right now as a mental health professional. Back to you.